Dr. Chaya, Dave, welcome. Dr. Chaya, to you first. As an organisation, you've committed to and are on your way to net zero. What have you learnt on your journey so far?
We have a roadmap, right, with a clear target that we like to achieve net zero by 2050. And on the way, I think we hope that we can get it down 20% by 2030. So right now we're in the process of execution. I think so far so good, meaning it's on track from the initiative that we has done for the past 2 years. So for the short term, I think is still be able to do it as planned, but again on the longer term, we see a lot of uncertainty on the regulation support, on the technology, and we still like to revisit on the economic feasibility of some of the initiative. But hopefully we getting there to be able to get the 20% done by 2030.
Dave, what are you seeing in Asia and Southeast Asia?
Well, first off, Georgie, Asia and Southeast Asia is so diverse, right? Every country has its own unique circumstances, the economies, and so on. So we see multi-speed across Asia, and I would say that picking up on what Dr. Chai was saying, that we are now moving towards that phase of everyone's got commitments, targets, roadmaps, and we're really into implementation, right? And very much in the spirit of this COP, it is how do you get things going on the ground? We're very much seeing companies starting to think about how you change processes, how you deploy resources differently, how you think about your talent model, how you change incentives and manage performance. So a lot is happening, in terms of retuning the engines within these companies and these organizations, but happening at multi-speed.
Dr. Chai, what have you identified as your priorities going forward?
I think in the process in terms of transition to new business model, right? And we have to assess on the physical risk and maybe a transition risk too. So it's a phase of transformation. And right now priority is to how we're gonna get there in terms of to make sure the business are still viable in terms of performance. But at the same time, we reduce the footprint from the environmental perspective. But hopefully we transition to low carbon business and it's looking okay in terms of we see a lot of opportunity going forward.
Finally, Dave, how do you view the role of the chemicals sector in accelerating decarbonisation?
I think the chemical sector plays a critical role in driving innovation in new green products. It is a sector that has a huge demand for hydrogen, for example, and green hydrogen, as we know, is a big catalyst for decarbonization for many economies. And being a demand center for hydrogen, we actually help catalyze some of the scale up and growth that is needed for mitigation paths that we need in every country.
What's your view on that, Dr. Chan?
I agree with Dave, right? Opportunity not just a business, but by transition to the clean energy, which we use a lot from the chemical industry perspective. It's a lot of opportunity, for example, hydrogen, like Dave mentioned, but we also some be able to access to other renewable as well. I think for example, GC, we're using a lot more in terms of renewable feedstock for making biochemical and biomaterial. And I think from the consumer perspective, they're aware and they like to have some options to use these kind of products.
Dr. Chaya, Dave, thank you so much.